Okay, so you ready for this?
Always. Let's do it. Hit me.
All right, so today we're going deep on this story called Longlegs. And let me tell you, it's going to leave you checking the locks and maybe sleeping with the lights on for a bit.
Ooh. Okay, I like where this is going already. I'm intrigued.
Yeah, so it all starts back in 1974 in Oregon. Picture this, a little girl, Polaroid camera in hand, and she has this really unsettling run-in with a guy.
Okay, wait. A guy, like a stranger. What kind of run-in are we talking about?
We don't get all the details right away, but it's definitely creepy. And this encounter basically sets the stage for like decades of mystery and mayhem.
Okay, now that's what I call a long game. This is already sounding like my kind of deep dive. So what happens next?
Well, fast forward 20 years, enter FBI agent Lee Harker, who, by the way, might have a touch of clairvoyance.
Ooh, clairvoyance. That's going to add a whole other layer to this,
Yeah,
isn't it?
totally. So she's been assigned to this string of murder-suicides in Oregon, and they're just brutal. Fathers killing their families, no survivors except for one girl we'll talk about later.
I mean, murder-suicides are always tragic, but there's got to be something more to it, right? What makes these cases stand out?
Definitely. So each family had a 9-year-old daughter.
Okay, that's specific. 9 years old.
Yeah, and get this. Each of those daughters was born on the 14th of the month.
Whoa. Okay, now that is a pattern. There's something definitely deliberate about that. And it just screams ritualistic, doesn't it?
Totally, right.
Yeah,
It's like he's targeting them specifically, but why?
exactly. It's like he's working off some twisted calendar or something.
Right. And to make matters worse, these letters are left at the scenes, signed Longlegs.
Longlegs. That's creepy as hell.
Right. No kidding.
Yeah.
Super creepy, and it's like his signature. But it gets even weirder. Lee, our FBI agent, she gets a coded birthday card.
A coded birthday card from this Longlegs guy.
Yeah, and the card basically threatens her mother's life if she spills the beans about where she learned the code.
Hold on. So not only is this guy targeting families, but he also knows personal details about Lee and her mother. That's terrifying.
Yeah, yeah, super personal, right? But here's another piece of the puzzle. They find this doll.
A doll. Okay, I'm listening. Creepy dolls are never a good sign.
Right. So this doll, it has this strange metal orb inside.
What was it like? Metal. Was it described in detail?
Yeah, it's metal. What's interesting is they don't really say what kind of metal, just that it was metal.
Okay, so, like, could it be a source of power or something? Like a conduit, maybe? Or just some weird symbolic thing?
Well, that's what they're trying to figure out. And then there's Carrie Ann Camera.
Carrie Ann camera. Wait, is that the one survivor you mentioned earlier?
Yes, exactly. So she was 9, and her whole family was killed, but somehow she survived the attack.
Man, this is heavy. But if she's the sole survivor, she must have some valuable insight, right? Did she see Longlegs?
Well, she was pretty traumatized, understandably. But she did tell them something really creepy. Someone using Lee's name visited her in the mental hospital.
Whoa, hold on. Someone was pretending to be Lee. Why would they do that?
Right. It's like things are starting to point towards Lee, but then we find out her own mother filed a police report years ago about someone approaching Lee on her 9th birthday.
Okay, so now we have someone creeping on Lee when she was 9, and this is before the murder-suicides started happening, right?
Exactly, years before. And it turns out they found a Polaroid of that guy.
Wait, the guy from the police report, they have a picture of him.
Yep. And guess who it is?
Don't tell me. It's Longlegs.
Bingo. It's the same guy from the Polaroid Lee took when she was a kid.
So he's been in the picture, literally, this whole time. This is insane. So they catch him, right? They arrest him.
They do, and the craziest part, the missing date on that creepy calendar, the one we talked about earlier, well, guess what day it was?
No way. It was the day they arrested him.
Yep. Talk about dramatic irony, right?
Oh my God, it gives me chills just thinking about it. It's like this guy was playing a game with everyone, with their lives. What happened after they arrested him? Did he confess?
Well, they brought him in for questioning, and things got really weird. He started talking about serving the man downstairs.
The man downstairs. Okay, so now we're adding a potential demonic element to all of this.
Right. And before he killed himself, he dropped another bombshell.
What? He didn't confess to the murders?
He didn't, but he did say something about Lee's mother being involved.
No way! You're kidding me. This is one twist after another.
I know, right? And then, as if things couldn't get any worse, Carrie Ann Camera, the sole survivor, she commits
Oh
suicide.
God, that's awful. This Longlegs guy, his influence, his reach, it's like it extends even beyond the grave.
It's messed up, right?
Yeah.
So Lee, she's obviously shaken by all this, and she heads to her mother's house, and that's when things really hit the fan.
Okay, what happened at the mother's house?
So Lee gets to the house with another agent, and, well, they find out Lee's mom has been Longlegs' accomplice this whole time.
Wait, what? Seriously? The mother? How could that
I
be?
know, right? It's crazy. And she kills the other agent right in front of Lee.
Oh my God. This is intense.
It's a total betrayal. And while this is happening, she's destroying this doll that looks exactly like a young Lee.
Hold on. A doll that looks like Lee. What was that about? Was that explained?
It's seriously creepy. We find out later she's been delivering dolls like that one to these families.
So these dolls are like central to all of this. Like they're not just toys.
Exactly. And the mom, she says she's been doing Longlegs bidding since she was a kid.
Since she was a kid, was it like some kind of cult thing or something?
Not a cult exactly, but she had this doll, just like the one she was delivering, and she was threatened. If she didn't do what Longlegs said, he'd hurt Lee.
God, that's messed up. So basically, she's been a puppet this whole time, controlled by this guy and his creepy dolls.
Yeah, pretty much. And get this, Longlegs has been living in their basement this whole time.
No way, the whole time in the basement.
Yep. Apparently, Lee's mom would bring him food and stuff. It's like straight out of a horror movie.
This is insane. So what about Lee? Where does she fit into all of this?
So remember the doll she had as a child? It turns out Longlegs used it to block her memories and manipulate her.
No way. Are you serious? So all this time she's been unknowingly influenced by this guy.
Yep. And after her mom knocks her out, she wakes up tied up in the basement. And then the phone rings.
Okay, the phone rings. Who's calling?
It's Longlegs, but he's dead, right? So this isn't really him. It's more like a demonic voice. And he tells her about William's daughter, Ruby.
Wait, William. Who's William?
He was an agent working with Lee on the case. But remember, every family targeted had a 9-year-old daughter born on the 14th, and Ruby's birthday's coming up.
Oh, God, no. So she's the next target.
Yep. And Lee, she knows she has to save her.
So it's a race against time.
Totally.
Cool.
She goes to William's house, and it's a bloodbath. Anna, William's wife, is dead. And William, he's been possessed, just like all the other fathers. Lee's forced to shoot him to protect Ruby.
Oh, man, she had to shoot him. This poor woman, she's been through so much.
It's heartbreaking. And then her mom shows up.
Her mom, what you doing there?
It's like a final showdown. She tries to stop Letta from destroying the doll, saying it's the only way to protect Ruby.
So even now, she's still under Longlegs' influence. She really believes this, doesn't she?
It seems like it. But Lee, she knows she has to end this. She has to break the cycle.
So what happens? Does she destroy the doll?
She tries to shoot it, but the gun jams. And in the struggle, she accidentally shoots her mom.
Oh my God, no. She shot her own mother. That's awful.
It's tragic. And she realizes the doll, its power, it's not gone.
So what does she do?
She takes Ruby and leaves. Just drives away, trying to figure out what to do next.
So it's like, even though Longlegs is dead, his evil, his influence, it's still out there. It's like it lives on through the doll.
Exactly. It's this open ending, full of questions.
Mhm.
Will she be able to protect Ruby? Can she stop this from happening again? We don't know.
God, this story is so disturbing. It really makes you think about the power of belief and how it can be twisted and manipulated.
Yeah, and it shows just how deep evil can run, how it can infiltrate families, relationships, even our own minds. And it leaves you with this lingering sense of dread, wondering if we're ever truly free from the darkness. So what do you think? Where do you think Lee and Ruby go from here?
I have no idea, but I don't think it's over. This feels like just the beginning.
It's scary to think about, but you're probably right.